Hello, this video here is looking at rock medium. So that's from the Dave Hassell standard grade book. Comes after rock slow, naturally, slow, medium. Anyway, what I'm going to do in this video is break down each little bit, sort of like line by line or section by section. As you know by now, there's not section A, B, C, D, etc, etc. So try and like stick with me as we go through it. So the first bit, the first line is dead simple, right? We've got a bass drum and snare drum together on beat 1. Beat 2, there's a rest, and beat 3, we've got and 4, we've got a little fill, 3 and like that, bap, 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 bap. So 3 and 4 up. So you put that bar together, 1, 2, 3. Okay, come back in for the next bar, same thing again. We've got a snare and bass on 1, rest on 2, and then fill on 3 and 4. This time the fill is so 3 and a 4 and, okay. Bar 3, we've just got 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's bass and snare. Don't know if you can see my leg moving. And then finally, the last bar is just quavers on the snare drum. So we're getting 8 of them. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, with the bass drum playing the on beat, the 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's the first line. So I'm going to do the first line for you, then we'll move on to line 2. So 2, 4. Okay, now the next 3 lines are all identical apart from the very end of the third one. We've got a fill, a half bar fill to put in. Okay, but all we're doing is like what I would call like a 1-2 rhythm. The bass is there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, hi-hat is playing all. Okay, so 1. Okay, now you've got that for 1, 2, 3, 4 bars for that second line, and then the next 2 are actually repeated. So you're technically actually getting this for 5 lines, right? But lines 3 and 5, you've got half bar fill. So you get 1, then back. Yeah, okay. So all I'm going to do for you, rather than boring you with the amount of bars of that, I'm literally just going to play you a few bars, maybe actually line the 4th line on the page, right? So that would be the 3rd of this and then the 5th of it, and do a fill at the end, okay? So here we go. So this is the 4th line on the page if you're following it. So then be back and repeating it again. Okay, so that's like half the piece already. If you've got to this point, stop the video now and obviously go and practice. But you shouldn't really need much from this video at that point. Anyway, then we're into like this sort of 3 fills and a bass guitar bit on the 4th bar for this next line. So we've got hi-hat, bass and snare for beat 1, beat 2 we're resting, and then beat 3 and 4 we're doing so 3 and a 4 and, which is the same as the second bar overall, just no high tom. So 1, 2. Next bar exactly the same at the beginning, 1 and then 2, and then we've got 3 and a 4 and a. So it's up here. So we've got 1, 2. And then the next one, we've got the same again at the beginning, but then we've got the 4 quavers of 3 and 4 and on the snare with the bass drum doing the 3, 4, so the on beat. So 1, 2, and then the very last bar, 2, 3, 4. We're just resting. Okay, so I'll do that whole line for you. So 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's that line. Okay, halfway down. So the next bit, we've got a similar sort of thing where we're doing the same thing twice, right? But we've got rests in between at the beginning. So you've got a 1, 2, 3, 4 and. Now 4 and is no hi-hat, it's just your snare and your bass. But then we come back to 1. So you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, right? So the third one doesn't do the 4 and just does 4. Okay, and then excuse me, the fourth bar goes 1, 2, and 3 and 4. So the 3 is the rest. 3. Okay, so I'll do that whole line there. So 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3. And that's that. Okay, easy peasy. Then we're back into a groove, but this time we're not just doing like 1, 2, 1, 2. Our hi-hat is now doing the quavers. And we're just playing a simple rhythm. So if you did rock slow, this rhythm was in rock slow. Obviously this time it's a little bit quicker because we're medium. Okay? So we've got that for a whole line, so it's 4 bars. Then we've got it again for another whole line, which is another 4 bars. So it's 8 altogether. We're repeating that, which makes 16 altogether, right? Not going to play you 16 bars of that, we should know it. And then finally, the last line, we've got 2 bars of, well, 1.5 bars of that. So 1. Sorry, I should have said that. 1.5 bars. We're dropping that last bass drum, so it's just 1. Because you've got a half bar fill. And then finally, you've got this last little section. You're going 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, so it's a really awkward one with the last one, flam, but with the bass drum. So 1 is the hi-hat bass snare, 2 is flam on the snare and the bass drum, 3, so flam, flam, 3, okay, so you flam up here, flam here. You don't do a flam, you don't do a bass drum with that flam. And then you've got 1, 2, and 3. 1. Okay, so I'm going to play you that last line. Okay, so 3, 1. There we go. I got a bit confused on that last one trying to go up there. And that's basically it. That is the piece. It's not that tricky, really. Should I do the whole thing through? No, what I'm going to do is I'm not going to give you a whole playthrough just now. I'll leave that for a separate video, and I'll do that with the backing track so that you can at least hear it with the backing track. So for this video, if you are working on this piece, just go to whatever, or fast forward or reverse or whatever, to any section that you might need help with. It's really not that difficult. So as long as you're watching what I'm doing on the video and looking at the sheet music, it should be fairly simple. Okay, right, well done everyone. See you in your next lesson, whoever you are that's watching this. Right, bye bye.